Hey everyone, welcome to a mid-July garden tour. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Let's see what's going on in the garden and let's see what we can harvest. Here we go. Here we go. I was just here last week. Everything probably doubled, if not tripled in size in about 7 to 8 days. First up is our potatoes. We have two different kinds. We have like a Yukon Gold Russet and our red tomatoes. So those are like the red Pontiac ones. We're just started harvesting some of these, as you can see right here. So we got some reds and some golds. And if you're looking on how to actually grow those, check the video above. Here is our walkway full of onions, probably close to 150 onions. So if you want early day or early season onions, look for one of yours to do this. Once it starts to fall over and pinch off, there's no more nutrients that are actually going to go down into the bulb. So you can actually just pull this out and you can chop this up and use this in your kitchen as soon as possible. If they're still upright like this, let them grow and they'll bulb up nice and big. So here is a borderline of one of our walkways with our zinnias and ornamental kale. Like I said, this kale will get bright orange and red once the first frost comes. Zinnias are getting into full bloom right now. Here is a little bit more of a spanned out view. So all the way down, walking through there. As you can see, these have bright, awesome colors, exactly what we were looking for. Here is our brassicas. So this is our Brussels sprouts. If you've never grown Brussels sprouts, what you do is you'll see they actually start growing their sprouts way in here, and they'll just keep swelling up as the season goes on. These are a long season crop, so you really can't harvest these until that first frost date. So these are going to be in our garden for the longest time. Continuing with our brassicas, here is our purple broccoli. As you can see, these are ready to harvest. We actually did harvest some of those today. And then we have got 3 or 4 of those. And then this is our cheddar cauliflower. So you can see it turns that yellowish color. And then here is just our normal broccoli, our Bell Star hybrid that does phenomenal in our climate and just keeps producing year after year after year. So here's an update on a previously done video on planting depth on tomatoes. So this one was planted deep. This one was planted on its side. And then this one was shallow rooted, so just planted at the surface. This is the smallest of the one. These two are actually about the same size, so it really doesn't matter right now, but we'll see based on fruit production as well. Next up is everything that vines. So our watermelon, our cantaloupe, and our pumpkins. As you can see here, they are thriving. Just gotta hope that we bring in enough beneficial pollinators to get these blooms pollinated and we can actually get some fruit. I did go through and actually hand pollinate the first blooms, so just with a Q-tip, hoping that that would kind of get things moving along. Our eggplant is slowly hanging on. It's starting to get to the point where you'll start seeing some blossoms for those. I have some really good plants back at home that I'll show you a picture of right here that is already at blossoming. So the ones that I have at home are about 2 weeks ahead of this one. Off to here, we got our dill, which is just thriving like crazy. And then again, way too many zucchini plants. We do this to ourselves every year, but that's okay. We'll donate what we need to our food pantries here in the area. So we got some that are pretty ready to get picked and plucked off the plants. Here is our 2 different kinds of carrots. So these are just thriving. If you don't know how to plant carrots, check out the video above. It's a foolproof method and you'll actually have success with your carrots. Next is our cucumbers, our cukes, our pickles. These are in full bloom as well, as you can see, using the same trellis system that we did last year. So using a cattle panel with some hinges. And as I zoom in here, you will actually see those tendrils tightly attached to those panels as these cucumbers grow up. Next is our kohlrabi. So these are going to get harvested. These are some monsters like they were last year. You can kind of just pull these out of the ground. They're about the size of a baseball. That's about the size we like them. Right after that is our beets. So I believe these are our Detroit Supreme beets. A little bit on the bigger side of what your normal beets would be. We don't really thin them out, so they do grow a little bit smaller, but just pull them out and here we go. Looks like I pulled about 3 or 4 of these out of the ground so you guys can see. These will keep growing in the next couple of weeks. So here is our Super Jericho romaine. We're going to start harvesting this today as well. So it grows like a romaine, so it's going to stay in clumps. All I got to do is just find the bottom, and then we can hack it off. If I can get in there, hack it off at the bottom, and then take it out. Some of these leaves are the most massive I've ever seen. On our back row, we have all of our peas that are ready to harvest. So they're starting to swell up. We'll get these off the plants as well because these will keep producing. Still massive amounts of kale. We are churning out kale left and right. Probably do a few less plants next year, but great in salads, smoothies. My kids love kale chips. So you can actually just broil these for a couple minutes with some olive oil and salt and pepper, and then eat them just like a regular potato chip. Here's our two sisters method. So we're not using the beans in here, but we have our winter squash and then our 2 different kinds of corn. So this is about shoulder height already. So we have our popcorn and then our ornamental corn. This will start tasseling out here in the next couple of weeks. We do this in a block method so it can actually wind pollinate and actually produce kernels. If you have it in a straight line, the wind blows it to one side and then you don't actually get good kernel development. And a spot that I've been a little bit worried about this year is our peppers, but they're starting to take off nicely. We did fertilize them last week just with our organic liquid fertilizer. You can see we got some blossoms coming. Usually by now they're about this tall, but we did start them 2 weeks later. So we're a little bit behind the 8 ball with these. We'll see what we can get this year, but hopefully we can get a decent crop of peppers. Maybe not as a bumper crop as we've had in years past. I hope you enjoyed that bountiful garden tour so you could see everything that's going on with the GB Gardener here in mid-July. If you have any questions on how we grew anything or what we do to get what we produce, leave a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your questions are. Be sure to take those growing green thumbs that you've been growing here for 2025. Smash the like button for me. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. There's gonna be a ton of harvesting videos now over the next coming weeks because that's the point of the season that we're in. And as always, I will see you all next time.